Hello everyone, this is Disciple Tarot here with a new video. We are going to be looking at basically the three main aspects, the things that you should be focusing on in your life right now. What are the things that should be taking up, your attention, what need your attention? We will be using the Nature Spirit Tarot, and we're just going to jump right into it, okay? Let us get your cards. Okay, we got the first card, the Knight of Cups. It's good so far. Got this card I think the last time I used this deck, the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. What is the third card to choose from? And the Queen of Cups. Okay. So, these are your cards, guys. See which one psychologically you are drawn to, and that will certainly be your reading. If you find your timestamp below, then you can click on that, and I will see you at your reading in just a second. With the Knight of Cups, this is like the advocate of the emotions, for the emotions. Think of your emotional world, right? It's just your feelings today, your feelings yesterday, what your feelings will be tomorrow, your insecurities, your strengths, your confidence in yourself, the things you find attractive about yourself, everything that is tied into the emotional realm. The Knight of Cups, this wood duck, is the advocate for it. The duck is standing here firmly. It has its cup. It's almost, it's like a staff or, a long sword or something like that. It's a weapon. It's at the ready. If you are drawn to this card, then the things you need to focus on are tied directly into your emotional realm. You being the knight of the emotional world, the realm. So you need to, without getting, the cards out yet, you need to either advocate more for yourself in the sense of respecting your emotional boundaries or the emotional aspects that need your attention, or this is about diving into the emotional world, diving into it and understanding what needs work and working on it. So yeah, this is in some shape or form you are the knight of the emotions. So let's get your first aspect. It'll just be pretty simple spread actually, because it will just be 1, 2, and 3. Aspect 1, 2, and 3 that you will be focusing on, what you need to focus on. So, what is the first aspect that needs your attention? And this is in some fashion. These are in some fashion tied into your emotional sphere. The Two of Swords. So there's a point in your life right now, or just happened, or will happen, or something. It's a decision is coming in some shape or form. There's this blindness. I believe this is a crane, but there is some blindness to this crane. The swords deal with the intellect, the mind, correct? And so with this blindness, it is being unable to see the two of swords, the two options. This crossroads, this threshold, this wall in front of you. So since this is tied into the emotional realm for you with the Knight of Cups, then there is some sort of big decision that you need to make. Now, this will vary for all of you, so I can't really specify anymore, but you will probably get triggered, and I don't mean that in a dramatic sense or a negative sense when I say the word triggered, but it will trigger something within you when I say there's a big decision, an emotional decision of some kind that is in your life. Because think about it. What decision do you have to make in your life right now? Like, well, my husband and I, or, my wife and I, whatever, we're going through, a divorce. And there are, things that we're working on, like trying to figure out. So there's a big decision somewhere there. Or maybe you've met someone new and you're like, we're talking about moving in together, something like that. So while you're trying to be an advocate for your emotional realm here, there is a big decision that should be, so rightfully so, I guess is what I'm saying. It rightfully so needs your attention. So devote attention to it. So let's get the second aspect. So you have some big decision to make, so you need to put your attention there. Otherwise, it's just going to cause more anxiety or something like that. But what is the second card? The Emperor. So there are things that you need to conquer. There are things you need to get in order. Your ducks in a row, essentially, with the Emperor here. The Emperor, this peacock, is a powerful figure. The Emperor is about control. It's about rules. It's about law. It's about understanding. It's about authority. And so if this is tied into your emotional realm, then there is some sort of there's something you need to gain a leg up over, I guess you could say, if that makes sense. There is something that is needing your attention. There's something that you need to conquer, emotionally speaking. You need to become the Emperor to triumph over this issue. So you may have this decision. This is separate. These two are separate. Just FYI. Each of these cards is a separate aspect. So you do have some big decision to make, and you do need to put your attention there. So, please do so. But with the Emperor, there is something that you need to gain control over emotionally. You're needing to gain more control over something. So think about an emotional aspect of your life right now. Like, let's just say your dating life is out of control, or your emotional your insecurities have been running rampant. This Emperor is that you need to squash those insecurities. You need to gain control and be a powerful figure, not a weak figure. So if that makes sense. So that is your second aspect. There is something that you need to conquer. Okay, what is the third card? The Ace of Swords. I mean, these can kind of tie into each other a little bit. I mean, they're all part of your life. So, I mean, you might have some big decision, and then there's some insecurities you're squashing. But this Ace of Swords is about new ideas. The mind becoming, I want to say like a light, but that makes it sound a little more fiery, but I'll still use the word. So your mind is a light with some sort of new idea. Maybe there is, a new pursuit of yours, emotionally speaking, once again, with the Knight of Cups. but there is some sort of aspect that you want to start. So emotionally, if you are, let's just say this is all about insecurities, there is some decision that needs to be made here emotionally. Maybe there is the decision to pursue counseling and the financial and mental struggle that those could incur, right? Like financial stuff, but then also your mind kind of stressing over it, so there's that. But then the Emperor then is like squashing insecurities or something, and then the Ace of Swords, this is like gaining a new idea about your emotional realm. Maybe you have an idea to start again in some emotional aspect. I don't necessarily mean in all aspects, like you're just completely restarting everything. I'm sure that can be possible for some of you, but what I'm referring to is there is a new idea emotionally that you are thinking about and you want to explore. So we'll do a quick little recap. So there is some decision that you need to put your mind to, and you need to make that decision firmly. Then the Emperor, there is something that you need to gain control over. Now this can refer to other people and things like that. Again, it's still tied to the emotions with the Knight of Cups. I keep bringing the card up, but there, it is tied emotionally. But yeah, there is something you need to gain control over. And then with the Ace of Swords, there is some sort of new idea that you want to explore. See this flower blooming. And the snake, the sword is like coming from the snake, like it's become a sword. So there is some sort of new idea, some sort of aspect in your life that you want to expand on. This could be a new idea, like I want to start online dating. This is this blooming idea because it's going to lead to some sort of emotional enrichment. But the point is, it's an idea you want to explore. So anyway, yeah, so decision, control, and a new idea. Those are the three things you need to be focusing on right now. And if you do focus on those, you can definitely gain benefits because you can get rid of any anxiety or something that would be tied up into this decision. You'll gain better confidence in yourself by squashing, again, just using the example of squashing insecurities, but gaining this control, this authority with the Emperor, which just make you more confident. And then this new idea will give you new, just new fun and excitement, chasing this idea, letting it grow like this flower. So that is your reading, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that goodness. If you would like to book a private session with me, you can do so through my email below. Otherwise, there is my PayPal if you would like to donate. That definitely helps the channel get new decks and things like that. So anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Take care. So in your life right now, you are very much focused, or should be focusing on at least, your anxieties, your defeats, your struggles. As you can see, there is hope in this card, however, so don't see it as completely negative. This is definitely very positive because you have these 9 swords pointing upright. And they're sort of, they're in line, they're ordered. So it's like getting your ducks in a row. You're getting things figured out. But there is this last sword down here that is still needing to be propped up, to be moved over, to be fixed. And you have like this dragonfly that's sort of like defeated or wilting or dying. So there is still some work to be done, but you have done work. So be proud of what you've done. But this reading will definitely be focused on what you still need to work on mentally, with anxiety or, your past struggles. So we'll get your 3 aspects, just 1, 2, and 3. What is the first aspect you should be focusing on in your life in regards to this anxiety? That is way too many cards. I'm not taking all that. The Queen of Wands. So there is this need to be nurturing to yourself, to be passionate towards yourself, towards your accomplishments and your features, your own attractiveness. It's being confident, it's being nurturing toward and about yourself. So what you need to focus on is being like this bee here. She's the queen. She has this wand in place, right? It's firmly in the ground. She has her little hand on it, and so she's still ready for battle or ready to act if she needs to, but she is currently dealing with this flower. She's dealing with beauty. She is helping. So you need to be helping, sharing yourself and others. Definitely always keep others in mind. But this is definitely for you to focus on yourself. You need to be more confident in yourself. You need to be more appreciative of your accomplishments. Again, these other swords here that are up, that are up at the top of the card. You need to be more appreciative of what you've accomplished, of what you've done. You need to be proud of who you are. You need to be ready to fight for what you want, to care for what you want, to defend what you care for, what you cherish. You need to be, see yourself as attractive. Don't see yourself as unattractive. That's just gonna, throw off your mood, your self-esteem, and put you in this place of negativity, the Nine of Swords. So let's get your second aspect. So while you're focusing on that stuff, what else should you be focusing on? You may need some TLC. This can definitely be in a spiritual sense. You have these three swords sort of making a trinity here. And, here you are down here as this praying mantis, and you have the four sword laid down. But you need to take rest. Your mind needs to unplug. That's the biggest thing too. This is the swords. It's the four of swords. And the swords is about the intellect, the mind. So you need to unplug. So while you need to be confident in yourself and, believe in the things that you've accomplished, be respectful towards yourself, essentially. That's probably a good way of wording it. You need to just be respectful towards yourself. But while doing so, you still need a break from all the activity that has occurred in your life, recently at least, that has put you on guard or has blocked you from your own spirituality or your own psychological development, your self-improvement. You need to be able to be at a place where you can, calmly and confidently lay down this sword like this praying mantis and rest below the Trinity. Again, just a little snoozle. Take a little snoozle. You just need to take some time to yourself, to unplug, to let the mind settle, bringing in the Nine of Swords again. You need to settle the mind. You need to rest the mind and to not worry too much about the progress that you need to make right now because you've already made all this progress. So you've already done all of this. You've gotten 8 swords basically ready to go, right? Ready to do further battle because your mind is collected and ready to go. But there's this last sword and you're stressing about it. So take some time to not stress about it. I know that might be difficult, but you really need to unplug. And that is the second aspect that you need to focus on. Again, all this stuff with the Queen of Wands, but yes, here with the Four of Swords, you just need to take a break. Give yourself time to rejuvenate. What is the third card? We got the Queen of Pentacles, so another bee here. You got 2 bees. So, with the Queen of Pentacles, this is similar to the Queen of Wands. It's taking care of yourself. It's being appreciative and respectful towards the things that you, in this case, own and hold and cherish closely. But this is like cleaning house. This is caring for your home, for your physical form, for your financial situation. So clearly you're stressing about money or something in the earthly realm, something in the physical realm. Your body. This could tie into the Queen of Wands, right? If it's like about your body or something like that, you don't like your body, you want it to be better looking or, whatever. But this is the time to nurture what you do have, to care for and appreciate what you have. Because by doing so, you can gain more. If you worry too much about what you don't have, essentially this last sword here in the Nine of Swords, then you can't properly care for and keep what you do have, which is the Queen of Pentacles. And then connecting it back to the Queen of Wands, you need to care and appreciate for the things that you've done. Like I've already stated, the things that you've done, the things you've accomplished. While this queen bee, is ready to do battle, right? She's still caring for what she needs to, this flower here, and doing her job, but she has her hand on the wand. She's ready to fight if she needs to. You need to be the same. You need to be ready to, not like you need to defend yourself from anything, but you need to be able to have the fight within you, that passion, that energy, the wands, fire. You need to have that fire within you still. That is something that you need to adhere to more often. That's where your energy needs to go with this first card. And then the second, it's unplugging. And actually, by doing less, you can do more for this last sword and getting it up with the others. You need to actually do less right now and calm the mind. Yes, you need to do what I've said with the Queen of Wands and what I've been talking about with the Queen of Pentacles just now. But with the Four of Swords, it is necessary for you to take a break. And then, the Queen of Pentacles, you need to, similar to the Queen of Wands, you need to care and appreciate what you do have. Don't stress, don't fret, don't be anxious about what you don't have in a material sense. Just like how you shouldn't fret about, here at the Queen of Wands, what you haven't accomplished, haven't done, what you don't think you have. Like, I'm not good looking enough, things like that. That is ridiculous. You're perfect the way you are, you're working on things, and you're doing so well. Again, the Nine of Swords. So this is your reading, guys. These are the 3 things you need to focus on. I hope this really helped you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that goodness. If you would like to book a private session with me one-on-one, you can do so through my email below. Otherwise, there's my PayPal if you would like to donate. That helps me get new decks for the channel and things like that. Otherwise, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Take care. You essentially need to be more nurturing to yourself. If you are drawn to this card right now for this reading, the Queen of Cups, you need to be more of a nurturing, motherly figure towards yourself. And this can involve others as well, but this is involving the emotional realm. You need to be more understanding and appreciative of what you do have, what you've been through, and where you're at. You need to be that strong figure for yourself, because you may not have anybody. Not that it's anyone else's job to work on your issues for you, of course, to focus on these 3 aspects we'll be looking at. But it is important for you to have the confidence and the willpower to look out for yourself. So that is to start your reading off. Let us get your 3 aspects. So 1, 2, and 3. Pretty simple. What should you be focusing on in your life right now? the Hermit. So you may have spent a lot of time in solitude as of late. You may be doing some soul searching. You may be lighting your own way right now through the darkness. And that's good. That's really good. Because we all need to take time to ourselves, alone, and work on issues to understand ourselves, our beliefs, our, behavioral patterns, things like that. The stuff that we need to focus on. Now, if you haven't been the hermit as of late, then this is what you need to be focusing on. You actually need to take some solitude. This doesn't mean you need to detach from the world and stop talking to all your friends and family or your spouse or anything like that. This doesn't mean you need to disconnect totally and just, not talk to anyone. But, this can mean taking regular time of solitude. Taking 15 minutes before you go to bed for prayer and meditation and insight, or taking, that 30-minute walk with the dogs after work, and thinking about things, or just reading more books on self-improvement, or, taking classes or going to therapy, it can refer to that too. There is a need for you to look within deeply. You have the Hermit. This is 9 of the major arcana. It is definitely a very powerful card and a very powerful lesson. So that is your first aspect. Pretty much just everything you know about the Hermit from tarot, that is what you need to be doing. You need to be the Hermit in some fashion in order to care for yourself emotionally. This is self-care. So what is the second aspect you need to be focusing on? So there may be... Oh, I didn't realize that was multiple cards. Let me get... There's like 3 of them there. Let me get just one card. I don't want multiple. What is the second aspect? What should you be focusing on? We got this in the last reading. So you need to be appreciative of what you have. With the Queen of Pentacles, this is essentially about being comfortable with your living situation, your physical realm, your body, your finances, your career. All the things that ground you to this planet, this earth. Those are the things you need to be comfortable with, or in this case, more comfortable with. This can certainly involve the solitude that you need to take, but the aspect is you need to be more comfortable with where you're at, financially, socially, career-wise, physically, literally physically, like your own body. Maybe you don't like your body. Well, you need to learn to be more comfortable with it. Doesn't mean you can't work on things. Doesn't mean you can't go to the gym or whatever. There are goals you can have for yourself. But you, regardless, need to be comfortable, confident, and respectful towards your body, towards your finances, towards your career. That is what the lesson of the Queen of Pentacles is. You have this bee here. This might even be a bumblebee. I'm not sure. But, she's pretty fuzzy. So, I like bumblebees. They're just so fat and fuzzy. It's awesome. So you need to, she's taking care of this flower here and then delicately dancing, well, not dancing, but, standing atop this pentacle. So she's caring for her flowers gently. There's no weapons here. This isn't like the Queen of Wands where she has a weapon in hand, ready to do battle. This is just her taking care of her property, her world, her physical possessions, her material things. So that is what you need to do. Okay, what is the third aspect you need to focus on? That's too many cards. Let's get just one card, please. What should you be focusing on? The Ace of Pentacles. So there's a lot about your like physical world that is under microscope right now. Emotionally, that is Queen of Cups. You need to care for yourself emotionally and all of that I stated at the beginning of this reading. You need to do those things, yes. But your emotional realm right now is very much tied into your physical realm. So what I mean is like you're feeling insecure about your body or where you're at financially. You know, and so with the Ace of Pentacles, there is something new that you need to grow. You need to feed into, to water. If the Queen of Pentacles is you being comfortable with where you're at, nurturing what you have, the Ace of Pentacles is starting something new altogether. So think about this, looking at this card and hearing what I'm saying. In what emotional way, the Queen of Cups, in what emotional way are you needing to start over? Because this Ace of Pentacles is saying you need to physically, practically put in the work to start something new. So this will vary for all of you. This is a general reading after all. But with the Queen of Cups, emotionally there is something that you need to start. And whatever that thing is you need to start, it is the Ace of Pentacles. It needs practical, real life nurturing in order to grow. So let's just say you're dissatisfied with your career. Emotionally, you feel drained or defeated or lost, right? But with the Ace of Pentacles here, this is saying you need to just start a new career. You need to be brave and to nurture something else. That's just an example, but that is what the Ace of Pentacles could be referring to. You need to grow something. You need to let something grow, to progress into something greater, grander, something that can help you feel more emotionally happy, fulfilled. So with that said, back to the Queen of Pentacles, you need to just be content with where you're at, though. Just because let's just using the career example, if you are wanting to start some new career and the advice you're being told right here is to, start a new career because you're not happy with your your current one, then the Queen of Pentacles is telling you, nonetheless, you need to be content with where you're at, though. So you can still work on this new goal of, growing something new, but the Queen of Pentacles is telling you that you need to be content with what you have. You can be content and still work on new things. You need to be happy with where you're at and say, okay, I am starting this new career and it's going to take months and months or maybe even years to really get somewhere serious with it, but I'm doing it because it's all for my emotional well-being. And so, yeah, the Queen of Pentacles is just telling you to be calm, secure in that process. And then back to the Hermit, you just need to have some time of solitude. Whether that is sort of a break from it all and just unplugging and really deep diving into your subconscious to work on things, some more tarot readings or whatever. Or this is just, again, taking time to, walk the dogs and to, think about things while you do so. And so that is your reading, guys. I really hope this helped you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that goodness. It really helps the algorithm and all of that business. Please shoot me an email if you would like to do a private session with me one-on-one. That would be amazing to work with you on something. Other than that, there's my PayPal if you would like to donate to the channel. But with all that said, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Take care.